Hello, everyone. I hope you are all doing well. As you all probably know, I've succumbed to illness over the past 2 weeks, and I've been on the struggle bus trying to get everything back together and back to normality. So I'm going to make this relatively short. I don't have much of a voice. The video here is intended just to kind of walk you through what the second week module looks like. And this particular module is going to be a little bit different. I have decided to give you all an extra week, some extra time to secure the 2 required textbooks in the course, which we will use to go over actual theoretical content and content that you'll use moving forward. So in the interim, until that week passes and you all are able to get those textbooks, we're going to focus instead on more of the mechanics of writing and identifying the beginning, or what will be your research domain or your research interest. So right now we're just going to focus on some of the stuff that is probably going to be a little unfamiliar, or it's been quite some time since you've really focused on grammar and the context of true academic writing, your sentence structure, the types of words and verbiage you may use. So this particular module is going to help brush up a little bit, or as I state here in the intro, to help bridge the gap between maybe the time period that you've had a writing intensive course and now, and also provide some of the standards and best practices of what's considered good academic grammar and mechanics and formatting that you will use. So these are some of the basic building blocks that are essential, and they're non-negotiables to the success of your writing in future modules. So it's really important stuff. I've taken the liberty to go through courses that I've taught in the past and to compile a series of support videos to help you. So if you're completely unfamiliar with American Psychological Association or APA Style Guide, I've pulled some from the ground up videos, some essentials, basic skills to teach you about that, to teach you about the Style Guide, APA, how you cite or attribute your sources, your reference citations, your overall document formatting, also just the nature of research in general. If you haven't had an undergraduate course that's very heavily research centric, these videos will help you give you some of those basic skills that you may need. So all you have to do for this module is read the content here. I've provided a checklist here. These checklists are just optional. They're supplemental. You can print them out if you want. I've left them in Word documents so you can download them, add another column, notes. You can check off things as you go. Sometimes I'll put some extra notes here about publishing dates for certain videos, or just some other contextual supplemental pieces of information that may help you. So that is there if you want. And then the goal is to go through and consecutively check off each item in the list. So this video here will be the intro video. I will try to post one of these with each module that is published, just to give you some type of holistic overview, a quick synopsis of what's to come in the module so you have an idea. And then the second element here is a video from McMaster University in Canada. It provides a good overview of the different types of documents that are required of graduate level writing and research, but also gives you a better understanding about some of the theoretical bases or differences of research at this level versus what you may have seen or experienced in undergrad. This list here is extremely important. Print it out, save it, and do whatever you have to do to keep it ready, at the ready, as you write your assignments. These are some elements that are absolutely imperative. Again, non-negotiables, meaning you will never use them. It's never acceptable to use them in your writing in any kind of way. So I've put down some of the most common, and I want you all to review this list. I'm going to go over this in depth in future modules, but I want you to at least set eyes on this now so that you know that it's coming. There's also 2 videos here regarding overall document formatting. So these videos not only walk you through how to download the full licensed version of Microsoft Word that will be a requirement for us to collaborate on your documents, but it also walks you through step by step how you put a document in the correct overall format for APA standards and parameters. And what that means is your headers, your page numbers, your paragraph and line spacing, how much line is in between each, how much space is in between each line, how much space is between each paragraph, how you handle subsections, how you format your reference citations, etc. So there are 2 videos here. It's a good idea to actually start by creating your own template of a document. So if you follow these instructions and you put a document, for instance, your diagnostic writing assignment, in the correct format, you can then save that and use it as a template for future assignments. So all you have to do is open it and then work on the content and then tweak some of these overall formatting guidelines. But these videos will always be here if you need them to go back and brush up. Then there are 4 small videos here to give you more of an idea of graduate level theory in terms of academic writing and research. So introducing the concept of graduate writing and research as a conversation, as a process, as a social endeavor, and as a discipline-specific endeavor. And these 4 different intersections of writing and research will help come together and will provide you a holistic view of what research is at the graduate level. And then next week, when you have your textbooks and you're able to actually read and are provided with a thorough introduction theoretically to graduate writing and research, these will make a little bit more sense. But these are just here to give you some semblance of an idea of how this is going to work moving forward and why we engage in academic writing and why there is academic conversations that exist, what are the purposes. And so those are 4 really good videos to, I consider them Introduction to Graduate Research Light. It's just an easy to understand, quick synopsis of why we're doing what we're doing as an academic at the graduate level in terms of research. As I mentioned, the brushing up section here, the next element in the module, covers all of the different videos I've pulled from undergraduate courses that I deem to be essential basic skills for you to be successful as a graduate writer and researcher. These videos here are included under the modules section under support videos. Down here, my view, of course, looks a little bit different. You'll see 2 different sections. There's a section here of research tools, and these are going to be actual worksheets that you can print out, you can put in your research notebook or binder, or however you decide to keep your materials together. But these are just worksheets that will help you as we go through the research process. You may not necessarily need them right now, but I just wanted to point out that these are the videos here. So if you need an introduction to academic writing from undergrad, this would be more of your English 110. This is a good video to start with. Formatting your documents in APA. This is another video of how to download Microsoft Word. Common grammar mistakes, developing a strong academic tone. So if you feel like you're not a strong writer and many of the papers and academic work you've submitted in the past have been returned to you with markups, lots of grammar errors, things like that, this may be a good video for you. The critical analytical framework video is a way to understand not really just the impetus behind why we research, but how you start taking an idea or a concept or a research domain, as we're working on now, and breaking it down into different components and categorizing them and operationalizing them in a way that you can use to substantiate an argument you make. So that's another good one to look at. Developing and narrowing ideas and generating a focus. So if you feel like your topic may be too broad, that's a video you can look at. It walks you through several examples of how you can utilize the funnel, what we call a funnel, for narrowing your idea down into something that's very specific. And what we will be working on in this class is a research domain that is extremely specific. Titles in many instances will be 3, 4, 5 lines long. That's how specific the content will need to be at this caliber. Introduction to argumentation, bridging the gap to research. So that's bringing in what we call modes of inquiry and modes of persuasion, ethos, pathos, logos, a lot of the Aristotelian argumentation and rhetoric basics and how that plays into overall research. Then an overview of APA, attributions, in-text, reference citations, some basic general rules that will help you and then finally developing a research topic. So this is more introduction to some of the research strategy. I've tried to organize these in a way that you can go down the list. They're recorded in such a way also that you can usually listen to them in the car. If you're driving, you can put them on in the background, or you can just focus. You can also take notes. I encourage you to take notes on any of these videos and do what you need to do to best suit your learning style. So if you're a very visual person, it may be helpful to you to have a binder in hand and start putting notes together as you go through these videos. Again, these are all basic skills, basic requirements that are required of students who are in this class. So if you feel like you need to brush up on any of this, I behoove everyone to look at that content now. I'm going to flip back over here to this module. Finally, there are two assignments here, reformulating the diagnostic writing assignment and then an analysis of your research domain and interest. What I want you to do is to take the initial diagnostic writing assignment you submitted last week, and I want you to tailor that based on what you've read and the content you've consumed in this week's module. So after looking at the prohibited items list, after looking at some of the videos for citing your sources and correcting grammar mistakes, etc., you'll take that original diagnostic writing assignment and redo it. And you'll redo it to improve your academic tone, to improve the strength and the rigor of your writing based on what you learned in this particular module. What I will then do is look at both of those diagnostic writing assignments, provide copious edits that are unique and individual to you, and then each of you will get a writing packet, which will include both of those assignments with my edits, as well as what we call a publisher report, which are a collection of strategies to help you improve your writing. And again, it's individual and specific to you. So that's part of this process, part of creating a starting point and a checklist, if you will, for how you can improve your writing specifically that's tailored to you. So that's what will come from those two diagnostic writing assignments. This analysis of your research domain or interest is a collection of questions to assess where you are in thinking about your interest and what you want to research in this class. So I provided a list of questions that will help you determine if your idea is suitable and how you can flesh that out, make it a little bit more specific. We're going to work on this throughout the course, but for that particular assignment, just know that you're going to write it in APA format. You're going to write it in regular paragraph essay format. You won't include bullet points or anything like that on any document. So any assignment, whether it be daily, weekly, major assignment, it's always going to be in full written format, paragraph format, and it will follow APA formatting. So just keep that in mind. So in short, a collection of videos, a checklist of items that are important for you to take into account, and then some support videos that you'll need to watch and take notes on to improve your writing. Then follow up with these two assignments that are due Sunday, the 29th, by 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern. The due date on this is a little different, so take note of that. It's not midnight this time, it's at 5 o'clock. That'll give me more time to go through and review your content. What will be happening next is that we will be going over some more of the theory-based content, so a true introduction to academic writing. Once you all have your textbooks, I will be providing more detailed lecture videos that you can watch, which would be considered your class content, really, what would be delivered in class or in an in-class lecture. And then we will start looking at scheduling meetings and peer review sessions as you start developing your research ideas and your content. So if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to let me know. You can reach me at r.taylor@wingate.edu. Again, I offer office hours if you need to meet. If you'd like to chat through any of this, feel free. I can meet with you in person or virtually. Also want to point out that if you are on campus and you need to find me, my office is in the marketing suite. So if you walk in the Crowder Welcome Center, the DPC, and you walk to the back of the building, the marketing suite, you walk in, there's a hallway on the right-hand side. Take that hallway and turn left, and I'm the very last office, 172 on the right-hand side.